Have you ever felt so tired of failing at English that you just wanted to give up? This story will show you how one storm turned weakness into strength and struggle into connection. Imagine sitting alone, staring at your English book, and every word looks like it's mocking you. You read one line, and then it vanishes from your memory. You listen to others speaking English, but your ears react as if you're just hearing birds singing on a rooftop. And in that moment you sigh, maybe I'll never be good at this. Sounds familiar? That urge to give up is more common than you think. Your brain hates failure. Learning a language is like working out at the gym. At first, your mental muscles ache, and you'd rather hide under the blanket than repeat the exercise. Even worse, you compare yourself to others. They sound amazing, and me? Let's not even talk about it. And so you label yourself as bad and give up. But here's the funny part. The very moment you feel weakest is often the moment your brain is secretly building strength. A Stanford study shows that when you make mistakes and correct them, your brain lights up like fireworks. Yet, all you feel is embarrassment. In reality, you're learning faster than when everything feels easy. Let me tell you a story, not about textbooks, but about a storm in Denmark. A normal family on a normal morning, and suddenly everything shattered. The howling wind, the lights gone, fear spreading everywhere. They could have let the storm break them, but they chose something else. And that tiny choice changed everything. This story isn't just for listening, reading, or repeating English slowly and clearly. It's a reminder. Challenges don't come to crush you. They come to reveal the strength you never knew you had. Just like language, stumbling doesn't kill you. It's simply training you to rise again with a new voice. The Danish morning. Picture a quiet Danish morning. The streets are calm. Bicycles glide past small houses painted in soft colors, and the air smells of fresh bread from the local bakery. Inside one cozy home, a family is starting their day. The mother brews coffee, the father checks the weather, and two children get ready for school. Everything feels steady, simple, and safe, the way Danish mornings usually are. But here's what makes it powerful for your English practice. Everyday life stories are the best tool for listening, reading, and speaking slowly.
Why?
Because your brain connects real images, like bicycles, bread, or family, with real English words. This connection makes words stick longer than memorizing from a list. Psychologists call this the picture superiority effect. Basically, your brain is a lazy teenager that remembers pictures faster than random text. So when you imagine a Danish breakfast table, The word bread clings tighter in your memory than when you just read it once. Now, let's add some rhythm to your English learning. Repeat slowly. It is a Danish morning. Again, the family is waking up. Notice how the short sentences give you breathing space. That's how kids learn in tiny, chewable bites. And your brain, even as an adult, loves to learn like that. On this morning, the family thinks it will be just another peaceful day. But outside, the sky has other plans. And soon, what looks ordinary will turn into something unforgettable. The unexpected storm. The sky over Denmark often shifts quickly, blue one moment, gray the next. But that day it was different. Clouds thickened like heavy blankets, and the wind started to whistle through the narrow streets. At first, the family thought it was just normal weather. After all, Danes are used to rain and strong winds. But within minutes, the calm morning turned into chaos. Imagine this. The lights flicker, the radio cuts off, and outside the window, trees bend like they are bowing to an invisible giant. Your heart beats faster because nature is no longer gentle. It feels wild, unpredictable. The children stop their playful chatter and look at their parents for comfort. And suddenly, the ordinary Danish morning is gone, replaced by a storm that demands attention. This is where the story connects with your English practice. Life, like language, often surprises you. One moment you think you're safe with simple words. The next moment you hear a fast native speaker, and it feels like a storm hitting your ears. Your brain panics, your confidence shakes, and you want to escape. But storms, in weather or in learning, are not punishments. They are invitations to grow. Repeat with me slowly. The storm is coming. Then, the family is afraid. Short, clear sentences. When you say them, you're not just practicing English. You're training your mind to stay calm when life gets noisy. The Danish family could have hidden in silence, letting fear control them. But instead, they discovered a way to turn fear into connection. And that choice would change everything that followed. Family and fear. Inside the small Danish house, the family gathers in the living room. The lights go out completely. Darkness falls earlier than it should, and the only sound is the violent wind pushing against the windows. The children cling to their parents. Their dog hides under the table. Fear is thick in the air, like an invisible fog wrapping around everyone. Have you ever felt that kind of fear when learning English? The kind where every new word feels like thunder and every fast sentence feels like a window about to break? Your brain whispers, "It's too much." Stop now. That's what fear does. It tricks you into believing escape is safer than progress. But psychologists have discovered something fascinating. When families or groups face fear together, the human brain produces oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that helps people trust each other. In other words, fear doesn't just isolate you if you let it. Fear can pull people closer. That night in Denmark, the family sat closer, speaking softer, holding hands, breathing together. And suddenly, the storm outside felt less terrifying. Try this simple English exercise. Repeat slowly. The family is together. Again, they are afraid but not alone. These short sentences mirror the family's truth, and they remind you of your own journey. Learning a language can feel lonely, but if you find community, even through videos like this one, fear loses its power. So the family didn't run from the storm. They leaned on each other. And in doing so, they discovered something stronger than fear itself. Holding together. The storm outside roared louder, but inside the Danish home, something beautiful happened. Instead of panicking, the family decided to stay close. The mother lit a candle, its small flame shaking with every gust of wind. The father began to tell a funny story about when he was a child, hiding under the table during a storm. The children giggled, even though their hands were still trembling. Little by little, fear turned into warmth. This is the secret of resilience. Connection. When you feel powerless, being together makes you stronger. And the same rule applies to learning English. If you only study alone, every mistake feels heavier. But when you read aloud with others, listen together, or even practice with a video like this, mistakes become less frightening. You laugh, you repeat, you improve, just like the family laughing through the storm. Scientists say that storytelling is one of the oldest survival tools humans have. Our ancestors used stories around the fire not just to pass time, but to make danger less scary. The Danish family did the same. Their stories, their soft songs, their shared laughter, all of it built a shield stronger than the storm outside. Now let's practice slowly. They hold each other. Again, the storm is strong, but the family is stronger. Can you feel how these words carry power? Each sentence reminds you, storms pass, but what you hold on to, courage, connection, language, stays. The family's choice that night wasn't just about surviving. It was about remembering that even in darkness, voices can bring light. And that choice prepared them for what came next. The challenge of darkness. The storm cut off all electricity.
No lights,
No internet.
no TV.
Just the sound of rain hammering the roof and the wind screaming outside. The house, usually bright and warm, now felt like a cave. For the children, it was scary. For the parents, it was a challenge. But instead of complaining, they looked at each other and decided, we will use this darkness differently. In silence, the family began to really talk. Not the quick, how was your day? Or the distracted nods while checking a phone. No, this was face-to-face, candlelight conversation. The kind of talk where you listen carefully because every word matters. Strangely, the darkness made their voices shine brighter. This moment is just like your English journey. When you remove distractions, no background noise, no rushing, no pressure to be perfect, you are left with this simple act of speaking and listening. Psychologists call this deep focus. It's the same principle musicians use when they practice in silence before stepping onto the stage. Your brain, when freed from noise, absorbs language more deeply. Try this with me slowly. The lights are gone. Again, we talk in the dark. Short, simple, and powerful. These sentences mirror the Danish family's truth, but they also give you a rhythm for practicing English when life feels heavy. Darkness can feel uncomfortable, but it can also be a gift. Without screens or noise, the family found each other again. And just like them, when you step into the darkness of difficult learning, you might discover new strength inside you. That night in Denmark, the storm gave them more than fear. It gave them silence, focus, and connection. The lesson of resilience. By midnight, the storm was still raging. The windows shook and the roof creaked as if the whole house was holding its breath. But inside, the family felt calmer than before. Fear had softened into something else. Resilience. They realized that while they could not control the storm, they could control how they faced it. And that tiny shift from panic to strength changed everything. This is the heart of resilience. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about standing tall in the middle of them. Just like learning English. You cannot stop mistakes. You cannot stop fast speakers. You cannot stop the frustration of forgetting words. But you can decide to keep going. You can choose laughter over shame, practice over silence, progress over quitting. Scientists at the University of Pennsylvania found that resilient people don't bounce back because they're stronger. They bounce back because they frame challenges differently. Instead of saying, "This storm will break me," they say, This storm will shape me. The Danish family discovered this truth in real time, and you can do the same with your English. Let's practice slowly together. The family is strong. Again, resilience is learned. These words are not just practice sentences. They are reminders. Every repetition you speak is like adding a brick to the wall of your inner strength. That night, resilience wasn't just a concept. It was a living, breathing choice made by a family in Denmark, holding each other through the storm. And by morning, that choice would reveal its true reward. Morning after calm, when the sun finally rose, Denmark looked different. The storm had left broken branches on the streets, puddles shining like mirrors, and roofs missing a few tiles. But the air was fresh, sharp, and clean, as if nature had pressed a reset button. The family opened their door carefully. For a moment, silence ruled the world. No more roaring wind, no more rattling windows, just calm. Inside their hearts, too, there was calm. They had faced the storm together, and now the morning light felt like a reward. The children laughed as they stepped into the wet grass, splashing their boots. The parents shared a quiet smile, tired but proud. The night had been long, but they had survived it. More than that, they had discovered something precious. Storms end, but what you learn from them stays. Learning English can feel exactly the same. After weeks of frustration, one day you notice you understand a sentence you couldn't before, or you say a phrase smoothly without hesitation. That small victory feels like the morning after a storm. Everything is clearer, lighter, calmer. Your brain breathes. Yes, I can do this. Repeat with me slowly. The storm is over. Again, the morning is calm. These short sentences are more than practice. They are symbols. They remind you that no storm, in life or in learning, lasts forever. For the Danish family, the new morning was proof. Challenges come and go, but strength remains. And in that quiet sunrise, they knew they were not just safe, but stronger than before. What they gained after the storm, the family noticed something unexpected. Yes, the garden was messy, the street was wet, and the electricity took time to return. But inside their hearts, something had changed. They were closer. They had discovered new strength in each other. And strangely, they were even grateful for the storm, because without it, they might never have realized how strong their bond really was. Isn't that how learning English works too? You struggle, you get frustrated, you want to quit. But then one day, You look back and see how far you've come. The mistakes, the embarrassment, the confusion, all of it was shaping you into a stronger learner. Without those struggles, you wouldn't have the confidence you are building now. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. It means that after facing challenges, people often discover deeper meaning, stronger relationships, and new confidence. The Danish family experienced this when the storm forced them to rely on each other. And you can experience the same growth every time you face the storms of language learning. Let's practice together slowly. We are stronger now. Again, the storm gave us more. Each repetition reminds you that challenges don't just take away, they also give. They give lessons, resilience, and gratitude. So, what did the family gain? More than safety. They gained connection. They gained resilience. They gained proof that storms, whether in life or in learning, can leave behind gifts hidden inside the struggle. Closing message. So here's the truth. Storms, whether in Denmark or in your own life, don't exist just to break you. They exist to reveal you. The family in our story didn't only survive a wild night. They discovered love, strength, and connection that had always been there, waiting. And you on your English journey are doing the same. Yes, it feels hard. Yes, you will stumble. But every mistake you make is proof that you are in the storm, learning to stand. One day, the noise will quiet, your sentences will flow, and you will look back and realize the struggle was not wasted. It was building the stronger version of you. Say this slowly with me. Challenges do not destroy me. Again, challenges make me stronger. These words are not just practice. They are your anchor, your candle in the dark, your calm after the storm. Remember, the Danish family didn't choose the storm, but they chose how to face it. And you can choose the same. Every time you open a book, press play on a video, or speak a sentence out loud. That choice, repeated again and again, will shape the English voice you are searching for. Let me leave you with this. Storms don't break you. They shape you. Hold on to that truth the next time you feel like quitting, because the calm morning always comes. That's all for today. I will make more similar videos in the future. Please subscribe to watch.